Evening, Tiffin. And in other news, bitches are still tripping.
Ice Cube is live on
Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to another broadcast of WHEI News Center 10 live at 5.
Tonight's program is brought to you by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
News Center 10 live at 5 is your #1 campus source for bringing you the latest news around the state, around Tiffin, and around the Berg.
Be sure to stay tuned in as well tonight for our social spotlight as we check the pulse of Berg students and find out what they are thinking about on the hottest topics.
Coming up, a Columbus serial killer was convicted.
And also, more Shrek coming this weekend.
Also, in the Social Spotlight segment, we'll check what's trending in the world of social media, and we'll also check your latest Berg sports updates.
Don't touch that remote.
WHEI News Center 10 live at 5 starts now.
Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to WHEI News Center 10 live at 5 for Wednesday, October 14th, 2015. I'm Henry Bourne.
And I'm Scott Carpenter. Let's get to our first story of the night.
With election time and a final decision on the legalization of marijuana approaching, Ohio voters have shown their support for the measure minus one stipulation. According to the Dayton Daily News, Issue 3 of the proposal is statewide legalization. However, Issue 2 involves monopolizing the production and sale of marijuana in dispensaries. Polls on the proposed measures are showing that 54% of Ohio voters would support Issue 2, 56% would support Issue 3, and a majority of 84% of voters would be in favor of allowing adult Ohioans to use medicinal marijuana with a prescription from a physician.
Ohio resident Robert G. Rembert Jr. was indicted by a grand jury for the murders of 4 individuals after being convicted of voluntary manslaughter 20 years ago. According to Columbus's NBC4, on Tuesday, a grand jury sentenced the 45-year-old semi-truck driver for multiple charges, including assault, rape, robbery, and willful murder. In the court proceedings, the prosecution described Rembert, who had been arrested after showering at a truck stop, as a serial killer who purposefully executed 5 people. Bond for Robert Rembert Jr. was set at $1 million. Xavier University, in partnership with Mount St. Joseph University, will be hosting the first ever Laurel Hill Tip-Off Classic. The event, which will honor the late Mount St. Joseph freshman who lost the battle with an inoperable brain tumor, will also be giving out Laurel Hill bobbleheads commemorating her game-winning basket last November. In addition to championing Lauren's dedication towards raising money for cancer research, Cleveland's WKYC added that she also used the trying times to remind people that life is precious.
Northwest Ohio law enforcement has increased training with K-9 units and is continuing to spread more efficient tactics throughout the branches, including Findlay, Ohio's police force. The Advertiser-Tribune reported that the K-9 training is reinforcing most basic tactics, in addition to introducing newer practices involving tracking, narcotics work, proper handler protection, and even building search procedures. The Findlay Police Department and K-9 unit will continue to practice these new techniques for mastery this week. That wraps up our local news segment for the day.
But don't go anywhere because we'll have your biggest campus stories on the other side of these short messages.
Heidelberg basketball staff here. Move-in day. A lot of excitement on campus. You're watching WHEI TV 10.
student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
I'm starting to dread the weekends because of my husband's drinking. He doesn't stop drinking until he's out of control and passes out. A counselor told me to try Al-Anon family groups. I didn't think weekend drinking was that serious, but I'm glad I went. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Going to school pregnant, riding the bus, that was hard. You just have all the stares and you have all the questions. When you get pregnant, all the stuff just goes through your mind. Abortion, adoption, keeping him. When you're 15 and pregnant, you can't do it without support. I wanted to give him a better life. I'm Miranda and I chose adoption.
Hey, we're gonna help this guy.
Help Ricky Rubio save a life at heartrescuenow.com.
Welcome back to News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get started on our Heidelberg Campus News segment. This past week, Heidelberg hosted a New York Times best-selling author, Sheila Heen, for the Patricia Adams Lecture Series. Throughout the day, Heen and her business associate, Doug Stone, gave a variety of lecture lessons about life lessons, job interviews, networking, and carrying conversations. The keynote event for the evening was a dinner and address from Heen about how to deal with difficult conversations in your life and some of her own difficult conversations. We caught up with her to ask her about who inspired her in her life.
And then I lost someone close to me, my sister-in-law, who was a very good friend, passed away from breast cancer when she was 39. But I think it really helped me really think about what is life about and how do I want to spend my time helping people and what do I want to leave behind.
Shrek the Musical was hosted by students of Heidelberg University at the Ritz Theater in downtown Tiffin this past weekend. Students, faculty, and residents of Tiffin attended the show with high expectations. Shrek is a musical about the hit DreamWorks movie of the same name. Heidelberg professor Chris Tucci directed the musical, while many students acted out the various characters. Sophomore Jack Knoll was one of the students who participated in the musical.
I really enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed working with them. They were really dedicated. Everyone really had a lot of fun with it. And we had a great director, Chris Tucci, did a wonderful job with the play and really bringing it all together.
Interested in seeing the musical, they may contact the Ritz box office for tickets for this coming weekend's performance.
In the past 160 years, Heidelberg's campus has seen the founding of 10 fraternities and societies. Over 20% of the campus is involved in Greek life. The Greek community has been the gateway for leadership opportunities, scholastic support, as well as long-standing friendships. Each group differs in the ways they help the community. For example, the Euglogian Society is hosting a blood drive. Zeta Theta Psi hosts a True Beauty Day. Nu Sigma Alpha recently hosted Running for the Kids, and Sigma Tau Nu hosts Rockathon to raise money. Bailey Mabin, a junior involved in the Euglogian Society, mentions how Greek life has been for her.
I really like Greek life because of the many opportunities that I have. I have met a lot of new people, not even just in my group, but in other groups as well.
If you have any questions about the different groups on campus, contact Mark Zeno at mzeno@heidelberg.edu.
And I'll tell you what, Hank, the Shrek musical is getting some rave reviews out there. It's nice to see a play that we grew up with as a movie.
I know.
Chris Tucci doing an absolutely great job with it.
I love it. I love seeing that kind of stuff come to life, and it's exciting.
And the Ritz Theater, just a great place.
Oh, it really is. It really is. Well, that's all we have for Berg's Campus News today. We'll get into all the latest news and stories from the social media world next.
News Center 10 live at 5. We'll be right back.
I'm Coach Hartzell. You're watching WHEI.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
healthy diet and plenty of exercise are keys to success, both on and off the ice. Teaching kids how to eat right will give them the fuel they need to be at their very best.
Growing bodies need lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and low-fat dairy to be healthy and strong. A registered dietitian can work with your family to help you create nutritious meals you will love.
And don't forget to exercise for at least 60 minutes every day. Visit kidseatright.org for more information.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
Hi everyone, I'm Emily. I'm super excited to introduce my dad because he's my hero. When I was little, he was doing this really important work, driving ambulances in Iraq. Now he's home, and he's still a hero because he tells the ambulances where to go when there's an emergency. I'm so proud of him. He's awesome. He's my dad.
If a service-connected disability hinders your civilian career, Volk Rehab offers a variety of services to help prepare you for your next mission.
Hello and welcome to our Social Spotlight segment. Let's check out what's trending today in the world of social media. Cameron Hayward, a Pittsburgh defensive end, says the NFL fined him for honoring his dad on his eye black. Hayward honored his father, Craig Ironhead Hayward, a former fullback who died from cancer, by writing his name on his eye black. In 1878, a photo of outlaw Billy the Kid playing croquet was authenticated and valued at $5 million. The photo, reportedly purchased 5 years ago at $2, was authenticated by Kagan's auction house. It is believed to be one of two existing photos of Billy the Kid, reporters say. That's all we have today in the world of social media. Let's send it back over to Scott and Henry at the news desk.
Wow, Scott, I think that's a little much for the NFL to really be cracking down on that. He's just honoring his dad.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. They're putting on the eye black. Obviously, it's sentimental to him. I wish the NFL didn't step that far, but the rules are the rules, I guess.
I know, I guess so. It's kind of sad. But it's time to throw it over to Dan to take a look at today's top sports stories.
The Heidelberg volleyball team remains undefeated in OAC competition with a 3-1 victory over their host, John Carroll University, last night. 4 student princes reached double digits in kills in the victory. All-American Sarah Parker led the Berg with 13 kills, followed by Morgan Strank with 12, and Jamie Cluding and Janessa Scott each had 10. The win pushed Heidelberg's record to 17-6 overall and 4-0 in the OAC. On Saturday, Heidelberg visits Mount Union, and on Tuesday, the Berg hosts number 22, Ohio Northern. This gives the Berg their toughest stretch of the season this far. In a rematch of last year's OAC championship match, the men's soccer team was unable to get their offense going as they fell 3-0 at John Carroll University. JCU outshot the Berg 19-6 in the match, which included a 10-2 edge in the second half. Despite only registering 6 shots, 5 shots were on goal for the student princes. Alex Archambault made 7 saves in goal for Heidelberg. The Berg will look to rebound on Saturday as they travel to Mount Union University for an OAC matchup. That's all we have for your Heidelberg sports. Let's send it back over to the desk with Scott and Henry.
Well, the Heidelberg volleyball team having a great season, and now they remain undefeated in the OAC.
I know, they're playing really well. It's exciting for Heidelberg.
And they keep coming up in our stories. They could definitely make some noise this
I know,
year.
I'd like to see it. But when we return, could an 8-year-old be tried as negligent?
My name is Zane Eschball.
I'm Toby Minster.
You're watching
WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
It's here. Fireside Cafe Pub's very own Heidelberger is making a scene. This juicy, succulent sandwich is waiting for you on Thursday nights at the Fireside Cafe Pub in honor of the Mike Hallett Show. Purchase a Heidelberger on Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. to receive fries and drink for free. Oh yeah, a combo meal for free. All you have to do is purchase the Heidelberger at the Fireside Cafe Pub on Thursday between 6 and 9 p.m. Come on down to the Fireside Cafe and Pub and get your Heidelberger now, because Coach Hallett said so.
I'm just lying here, don't you see me? Pick me up, pick me up. If I'm lying here, can't you see me? Pick me up, pick me up.
Welcome back to WHEI News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get to our last story of the night.
54-year-old Jennifer Connell lives in New York City and just sued her 12-year-old relative, Sean Torella, for breaking her wrist with a hug. Sean calls her Auntie Jen, although technically she's her dad's cousin.
Jennifer went to Sean's 8th birthday party in Connecticut back in March of 2011, and he was so excited when he saw her, he ran over, jumped into her arms, gave her a huge hug, knocked her over, and she broke her wrist.
So she recently filed a $127,000 lawsuit against him for negligence and left it up to a judge to decide if an 8-year-old is capable of being negligent.
She was in court last week and said, "I live in Manhattan in a 3rd floor walk-up, so it has been very difficult. We all know how crowded it is in Manhattan. I was at a party recently and it was difficult to hold my hors d'oeuvres plate."
The jury reached a verdict yesterday afternoon and ruled against Jennifer, so Sean will not have to pay for her injury. Wow, it's unbelievable that can even be a case.
I know, that anything can be a case nowadays. An
It's-
8-year-old, I don't think he'd have the money to cover that.
I don't think he would
negligent
either.
cost,
I think it was all out of love, and she took it a little out.
Yeah, that might be a little much. But.
So, well, thank you for watching WHEI News Center 10 live at 5. Our program tonight was produced and presented by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communications Center at Heidelberg University.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast. Be sure to tune in next week.
I'm Henry Bourne.
And I'm Scott Carpenter.
And for Dan and all the WHEI production crew, we thank you for watching.